Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for a press day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. I'm going to be pretty cheerful in this one because I'm happy today. Life is good. Everything is great right now. Um, on track to make weight for my meet. The numbers are going to be pretty decent. They're going to be just what I'm expecting. Uh, Everything's good. Business is good. Clients are good. Personal life is good. Just nothing to really complain about at the moment. So let's just talk about the training and just be happy about it. All right, came in today. This was my 1+ week working off the last training max that we're doing at just 180. So I ended up doing 170, which is 95% of that training max. We got 4 reps. So overhead press is slowly coming back up, and we've got to bring the delts up. I need bigger, stronger delts to get my bench back up now that my shoulder's rehabbed. And you guys are going to notice watching today's training, I really have the shoulder health on point. I've really messed with it a lot. I feel like my overall mobility's improved. It's not perfect, but it's improved. My shoulders are feeling pretty good. I'm able to do a wider variety of movements now, and I need to work these different ranges of motion and just be aware of things like too much internal versus external rotation, things like that. And so, again, we did our normal boring but big on the press. And then, because I messed with some chins on my off day the other day, and they felt good, and I found, again, that it's the narrower grip stuff on chins and pull-ups that can be more problematic. The wider grip actually on chins felt good. They caused no pain today. And here's the other thing. A lot of this tends to be overuse, and I feel like if I rotate through the different back movement patterns every week, I'm less likely to get those overuse issues. I am paying attention to, what happens with my shoulder joint, which things have tended to cause impingement. It's not just movements, it's angles. It is angles, and it is overuse. So I'm thinking right now, because you guys are noticing, I'm moving to a little more specificity on the big 4 days, especially the big 3 days. I'm not going to do pull-ups every workout now, but I want to keep the pull-up volume pretty dang high. So I'm sticking to the pronated grip, the overhand grip, wide grip pull-ups on the bench day because they work wonders for my shoulders. I'm a little worried of having tried to do, 20 sets a week. We could run into that overuse. So I wanted to mess with chins today. Plus, I need the extra bicep work, and I don't want to do a bunch of curls. I really thought about it. If I can get to where I can crank out sets of 20 on chins, my biceps are going to grow. Plus, we're doing all the pull-ups. We're hitting the different angles. Chin-ups, chin-ups, chin-ups. And that's something I agree with guys like Birkin on. He even had said, look, he built biceps just fine. He got strong on chins. And that's kind of the point. When you're over 200 pounds, you're, you're going to have good-sized biceps if you can do 20 chin-ups. Come on. Plus, triceps are really the big part that matters. And so I'm putting more focus on the triceps on the bench day. As you guys can see, I'm messing with the close grip more. I'm going to work with more extensions. Just get the triceps real big, and we'll let chin-ups and pull-ups handle the biceps. Plus, again, I'm not going to risk that inflammation in the tendons that can cause bicep tears because I'm going to pull mixed grip in comps. This is going to be better for my tendon health. In fact, high rep chins tend to cure bicep tendonitis that's caused from too much curling. So I knocked out 5 sets of 12 on these because normally I've been doing 5x10 on the pull-ups, but chins are a little easier. Got a great bicep pump. I felt it all in my arms pretty much, only in my biceps really, until I got to rows and I realized how much my lats got worked. So what are we seeing this week? We're seeing my squat day turn into a true quad adductor and glute based leg day. Not really my full leg day because my deadlift day is also a leg day, isn't it? It's just a different emphasis. It's anterior side a little more on squat day and posterior side a little more on my deadlift day. It's kind of a posterior chain day. My bench day is still going to get pull-ups, but it's going to be heavily focused on pecs, triceps. I'm almost thinking of just doing close grip and then dumbbell presses, then tricep work. It's the direction I'm leaning there. Deadlift day was deadlifts, obviously, and then a ton of posterior chain work and really beef up those hamstrings erectors. All right, so overhead press day. What do we want to do with it? This is where we'll fill the gap on all the back work. Because again, I technically have multiple lat days still. Deadlifts build lats. Pull-ups definitely build lats. And we're always going to do some pull-ups on the bench day. So I'm like, look, let's keep with the theme and say, what do we need to do? What will build the overhead press? Because the overhead press will help build the bench. Well, upper back, more shoulder work. So I'm treating it in that regard. And you know what? The chins help. I feel like chins do help overhead press. In addition to just being a good exercise, as long as your shoulders and tendons and everything can handle them. Again, by not going too heavy, that's the other thing. Let's just get quality volume in. I want to build up to sets of 20 on these. I may not even do them weighted. I may just see, like, can we get to 5 sets of 20? All right, good place to work towards. And I'm going to worry about the comfortable range of motion for me. I'm just going to ignore comments and not care, because that's how I tend to get hurt and impingement when I listen to too many people. Rather than my own knowledge as a coach. Again, just want to get good at the chins, get good at the pull-ups. But then we're not doing one thing you guys will notice, no exercise gets done more than once a week. Even though a lot of the same muscles are getting worked twice a week with a different emphasis, won't do any movement itself, any one specific exercise more than once a week, really. Then our overuse really becomes not a concern. So what did we do today? Well, chins. Well, how about making sure we build the lats and upper back and grip? One-arm dumbbell rows. I like these. I'm a big fan. I've become a bigger fan of these, even though I used to live on barbell rows. Just that range of motion, the grip training and everything involved, and just that pump. So even with these, with a lighter dumbbell, after having done all those chins, I can't really handle super heavy dumbbells. I grabbed a 75 and we just kind of short breaks, just did a nice pump, 5 sets of 10 each arm. My lats, my rear delts, everything was on fire, even my grip at this point. Okay, this builds the upper back. This builds delts, by the way. And people seem to not grasp it. They don't look at data. Rowing actually does work your side delts. Definitely hammers rear delts better than the chins do. All right, so we do this. And then I finish off with some upright rows. And I started pretty light, 95 pounds, and I did like 10s, and then I did like 15 on the last set just to see where they were, which means next time I need to start bumping that weight up. But after doing all this other shoulder work, my shoulders were pretty fried. So doing the upright rows, even with that weight, my delts were pretty lit up from it. So we're kind of coming back over to what I'm pointing out. People are like, but this is just almost pump work. Well, yes, but that's how this training system works. You lift heavy, and then you do a bunch of pump work with big exercises. And there's a difference between big exercises and small ones for this. But if we start looking at the angles involved, my entire back and shoulder girdle got worked. Biceps got worked very effectively. Again, start doing the math on it. 5 sets of chins, that's 5 direct sets for biceps. Rows and upright rows still hit biceps, just not as well. Chins hit them better than curls, arguably. That's what the data says, equal to or better. So if we were to come through and start doing the math, and let's not even go in and talk about pull-ups on the other day. If you wanted to count rows as half sets for biceps, and I think that's fair. And upright rows, by the way, hit biceps pretty good, even in EMG studies. But the chin-ups are a direct exercise. What does this give me? It gives me 5 full sets and then 10 half sets. That's 10 sets for biceps. 10 quality sets for biceps. Plus I do 5 sets of pull-ups on bench day. That's plenty. In fact, biceps respond to lower volume. In volume studies, people seem to forget that biceps actually are a lower volume resistant muscle than most of the upper body muscles. Just get some good quality work in, they'll grow. Because when I do the most curls, my biceps don't even grow really, honestly. So I'm going to focus on the triceps, and I'm going to do quite a bit of tricep work on bench days. But again, the shoulders, my whole shoulder girdle got absolutely pushed to the limit. If you start plugging in the sets here, all that overhead pressing, these upright rows, let's not even talk about benching on the other day. Let's not talk about chins hitting delts at all, or traps or anything. 8 sets of overhead press, 5 sets of upright rows, 5 sets of dumbbell rows. That's a lot of shoulder girdle work. And what do we mean? All 3 heads of the delt, traps, different parts, upper, middle, lower. Again, keeping in mind, deadlifts build traps. Deadlifts can even build rear delts still to some extent. That's all got its own day yesterday. So again, I think my upper back and shoulders are going to keep growing from all this. Right? I think this is a good little setup. This week has been a very, very good setup. And I'm real happy with the way this training week has flowed. Really happy with it. And I'm happy with today's workout. This was fairly fatiguing today, but it's the last day of the week. And I did sled drags first. So I went and drug my sled before doing this as a warm-up. So it was pretty tough. But I'm happy with it. Real happy with this training week. So I hope it has been informative. And I will talk to you guys next time.